Welcome, builders. Oh my God. I don't know what happened.
I don't either. I had to share it from the broadcast and then pin it to the page, and then all of a sudden 6 people showed up. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I have noticed that my ex is kind of down today. So I think might be more of a daddy Elon issue than a BUIDLmode issue. So
no worries.
Today is an exciting podcast. We have exciting guests. But I'm gonna let Luana take it away. I don't normally talk first. I'm usually griping about the timer, but they updated it to 3 minutes, so you'll never hear it from me again.
Yes. So welcome back to BUIDLmode, the podcast where we talk real. I guess. Do we? Yes,
I'd say we're real. We ruffle some feathers.
I am Luana, and you are?
I'm Van Ho. Vincent Van Ho, if you will. And whether you're a solo dev grinding at 2 a.m, a studio shipping your next big game, or a creator building alongside your community, this is the space for you.
Yes, because today we got something very special, and we're kicking off a massive partnership with Don't Die Games. We have our, the founder Nick with us, but we have him in a cave.
We're hiding him now.
He's in a cave right now. He's battling.
He's locked.
If he doesn't die, he will be here.
But we didn't want to bore him with the news, so we thought we would hit you guys with your, BUIDL news bulletin, and then we're gonna bring in Nick and let's hear about the experience he's been doing in Web3 gaming here, specifically on Avalanche.
Oh my God. Avalanche has a bunch of really good news going on, by the way, lately. But first, I want to go with this video because the Super Bowl happened. A lot of controversy. People talking about Bad Bunny. People talking about the craziness behind it. We get it. We get it.
Do we want to bring
But
Nick on
we
here
want to talk
on it
about.
too?
No, I wanted to talk about Coinbase. I wanted to talk Coinbase in their actual, sphere with the Backstreet Boys. What
I
was
saw
behind
that.
picking up everybody instead of you had it the right way? What happened here? But anyway, Lily, one of the creators here in the space, actually did a really cool video. So we're gonna showcase her because this video is hilarious. So let me share my screen, and we're gonna watch this together. And
I love Lily. Okay, I've met her a few times. She's just as lovely in person.
All right, guys, we've got the Coinbase Super Bowl ad.
I don't know, guys, if you can hear it.
The budget is $2 million, and it will be shown to over 100 million people. What ideas have you got for me? Yes, Jason. Sydney Sweeney. Tits. Coinbase. Nice. I like it. I like it. Sydney Sweeney. What are we? American Eagle. I've got something that's even better than Sydney Sweeney. Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys. Oh yeah, like I want it that way. Crypto, I want it that way. Not fiat. Financial freedom, love it. No, too relevant. We're using the third favourite Backstreet Boys song, Everybody, and we'll have it blaring on the sphere, and we'll change one lyric to make it slightly Coinbase related, and have everybody sing karaoke. Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking.
I think this is it. And I'm gonna get us some matching jackets. Let's run it.
It's so good. Do you watch it?
Yeah, I actually no. This is the first time I saw her bald head into the top, and I just never had time to click it. But that's hilarious. She's hilarious.
She's hilarious. So this was what everybody thinks about this. You guys liked it?
I'm here for it. Oh wait, was Lily on the Super Bowl?
It's on the Sphere in Las Vegas.
This is the Coinbase
Yes.
ad, though?
Yes, this is the Coinbase ad. Everybody.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. They spent $2 million on that?
What do you think?
I think that nobody coming into the generation knows
Right.
who the heck Backstreet Boys are.
Coinbase.
I think whoever's in charge of that PR
Seriously,
got fired.
I liked it. I like the idea.
The idea, right? But like in conception, like, do you think that anybody like seeing that? I wouldn't in my head be like, I would be reading it. I wouldn't be like, oh, that's the Backstreet Boys song. Like, oh my God. I wouldn't be like, you know? I think words on a screen, and you had a lot to do there, and you came up with those words, and then it's Coinbase. Nobody knows what. I'm gonna take my marketer hat off. I $2 million for that. I don't think. I think there's an ROI on that.
I really liked it. I like what they did though, but I think that they could have done maybe something different. Maybe like one of those really good and sentimental, ads that they had before, like when they explain so many things about financial freedom. I think they didn't want to come out with that. They wanted to come out with something fun instead of something too, going to the point about what crypto is. And
yeah, I don't get it. I mean, but they've got some terrible commercials. I'm sorry. Did you see the one that aired on TV? Terrible.
Ooh, look at us here. Look at us here.
Oh, they got the retweet from AVAX, the Golden Child, which I'm excited because we have them on today.
So Avalanche actually, they came out with 2 hours ago with this video about Fosun, which is 100 billion asset conglomerate spanning asset management with pharmaceuticals and consumer brands, now bringing its ecosystem on chain, starting with FUSD on AVAX. So we're gonna actually watch the video. So what happened next? AVAX, FXUSD introduces a new institutional stablecoin model backed by real finance assets and delivering native yield. It enables on-chain liquidity without sacrificing transparency, compliance, or capital efficiency. And institutional distribution comes built in. So Fosun Wealth Holdings brings established capital channels and financial relationships. Every FUSD issued increases RWA's value and stablecoin liquidity on Avalanche. That's awesome. That's a really cool, I will say, like flywheel in terms of like what these new institutional stablecoin models are going to be bringing into AVAX, and I'm super excited about that. So
I just wish they wouldn't have named it like FUSD.
FUSD.
FUSD or USD.
Also, Avalanche introduced their second cohort of judges. It's going to be Theodore Agrand, which is the director of Web3 in Godzilla, Julio, which is CEO of Pixelmon, and ICO Beast, which he participates for crypto markets, and Kalshi in specific. Super interesting what that is going to happen. Don't worry, I'm not asking.
Don't ask me what I think, Luana.
I'm not going to ask you this week. I know. I know.
Salud.
I know. But Avalanche just raised its target gas to 3 million per second on the C chain, and more throughput means more room for businesses. So there's a lot of achievement thanks to the Granite upgrade. Yes, there's a lot of things happening in AVAX, so I'm super excited. But one of the best ones, you still can apply to the Build Games competition, like this lady here. You can apply like this other lady. They are all applying. They're all applying in the Build Games here.
It's so
They're all applying in the Build Games. They're playing Don't Die while they're here.
Listen, that's what's moving. All right, let's get to the real topic then of Don't Die. Because poor Nick has been shackled in.
We can bring him back from the cave, and we want to introduce him here.
He is in a realm in the game. The baddies didn't get him, so we're good.
I thought I'd never get out.
Oh no, no! But
honestly, I was laughing the whole time. It was great.
Oh my god!
I gotta disagree with the Coinbase thing. I thought it was a total waste. No, it was
okay.
awful.
See, all right, look,
all right.
It was the perfect rug pull. Got everybody singing along, expecting this amazing thing, and then at the end of it, Coinbase. Everybody had this collective sigh. Even the crypto native people. I was watching it with a bunch of crypto native people, and everyone was like, "Oh, really?"
Have you seen that commercial that they made? It's like two people sitting on a couch. It's like the silliest thing I've ever seen. And at the end, it was like Coinbase. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like, I tell my friends about Coinbase.
I think they've had some really, really good ads in the past, They
have had some good ads.
This one,
they're also like sponsoring like certain like teams in the NBA, and you'll see them like on the screen on the court. That's pretty cool. But I think that specific one with the 2 million, and that's what we went with. I just feel like there were some great minds there.
And like the last line, it didn't even make sense with the cadence of the songs.
I know. It was just like, it was a funny ad, I think.
I mean, but did you see the Backstreet Boys were there? So maybe that was like they announced
like in another commercial.
Yeah, like I think they announced like.
I'm surprised that there's no like disclosure about that, but whatever.
Hold on, do you think the Coinbase team knew that they would be there? And if so, is that some type of insider thing?
There's no way they knew.
I don't know. Okay. I'll be here talking about that all day if we don't change it.
Oh my God. So
she knows.
I just want to welcome Nick. Thank you for being with us in this Build Mode coffee break. This is your first coffee break experience. We promise we won't drive you crazy. Okay. But we're very pumped to have you here. And to anyone who hasn't actually jumped into Don't Die yet, I just want to know, maybe you can give us a little bit of an intro, not your elevator pitch, but what are you building?
It's fun. Yeah, Don't Die is a really unique game because it's the first video game that I've ever made. I've been really excited to debut it for a really, really, really long time. And I built the entire game around the idea of risk gamified. And I wanted every single decision point in the game to have some element or some trade-off, some element of risk there, where you were choosing one thing or another, and it wasn't based on any fast twitch skill. You know, most video games are fast twitch skill, but my background is in board games. And what makes a really interesting board game is interesting decision points. And I found that to be really enticing. And that's one of the reasons I love Slay the Spire. It's one of my favorite games because every single thing that you do in that game is an interesting decision point. And I was like, all right, but Slay the Spire is way too complicated.
Yeah.
And so I brought that, crunched it down, and turned it into Don't Die.
I love that. I didn't know that there was actually a game behind the game. You know what I mean? Like every idea sparks
There's always
another
games
idea.
behind the games.
Exactly. Like, and you know, sometimes when I hate saying this, but like when you're like, if you like this game, you'll love this game. Like you have to kind of like do it in such a manner. But I had no idea.
Look, this is Marvel Snap plus Capybara Go plus Slay the Spire.
Why are capybaras so popular right now? Okay. That was the
plus,
topic of
plus
the day.
the art of Super Auto Pets. Yeah.
Ooh. Did I hear arc?
Art.
Oh, my bad.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, look, topside. You're talking about
Art
language.
Of Super Auto Pets. Yeah.
So funny. All right. Well, take us back. What was the aha moment? And when did you know that this was the game that you had to build?
Yeah, the aha moment for this really came back in like, I don't know, 2023. And that was the era that crypto gaming was very much in its boom. But one of the things that I realized pretty early on was, why are we focused so heavily on making a fully interconnected MMO economy with, you know, trading and everything? It's like, why not just make something that is seasonal and pays out right after the season? And then you enter in with NFTs that you can upgrade over time. And it's very clean and simple. And then you can run subsequent seasons over and over and over again. And that way you don't have a ton of, you know, long tail risk with needing to build this massive thing. And so I tried building it previously with another entrepreneur, and we were working on a game called The Oct back in the day. And it was inspired by a game called The Cube. It was a viral hit back in like 2010, 2014, something like that, where everybody just taps on this cube and tries to get to the center. But the problem with it was that, believe it or not, it ended up being like a rug pull. The big, massive prize at the end was you had like God mode status in an upcoming game that hadn't been built yet. And then the game never ended up getting built. So he had a bunch of people doing this viral game where you're tapping, beginning to the end. Regardless, we wanted to take that type of experience and turn it into a new, you know, type of experience where you're tapping on this giant oct to get rewards over time. And it was a brilliant model. It really was. And I worked for months on this thing. And we locked it in, but no VC would fund it because at the end of the day, it was a seasonal model that it wasn't supposed to be this big grand thing. It was just this thing that worked really, really well and was profitable within months. And it made a lot of sense.
Makes sense.
And so I had this idea in my head. I was like, this model I know for a fact will work, except it can't get funding from VCs.
Yeah.
And so I've been wondering how I'm going to get this idea into reality for the longest time. And as when crypto gaming was absolutely crashing, I turned to my business partner. His name was Matt. We were working at a company called Win-Win. It was my company. And I was like, you know, crypto gaming is crashing. I feel like it's time to actually like get out there and just make a game. Like AI is getting good enough that I can vibe code my way to a prototype.
Yeah.
And so I came up with a bunch of different games. I had like 5 or 6 different concepts and started telling some people in my network about these games. And one thing led to another. Anomaly, the company that I'm working with right now, jumped on board and they were like, hey, this game is actually really, really cool. We'd love to build this with you. And so we pitched a couple chains. Avalanche ended up being the one that we went with for a multitude of reasons. But they have absolutely been our biggest supporters. And so that was literally, we did a handshake deal at GDC in 2025, and that was the start of Don't Die.
I remember that. I was there. Well, I didn't remember you personally.
So happy.
But that's where I met you.
Yeah, it was funny. At GDC at the Wolves Den that year, I was working with Ryan Fu, and he was teaching me how to vibe code at the Wolves Den, and we were designing a die that got upgraded and had big booms. And I put a whole TikTok series out about it. And we were like, more boom. And it like turned into this whole funny thing. But I learned vibe coding from Ryan Fu at the Wolves Den that day.
That's
crazy. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's
now
crazy.
You're a year into it almost. I mean, literally,
9 months,
like,
that's.
I love that. I love that. And it's, you know, I mean, for a lot of things, you know, people kind of have gone back and forth in the thought about building in Web3, right? And, you know, now that you are building in Web3 and you have been participating in Web3, why? Why does blockchain actually, you know, did add to that Don't Die experience beyond just because of, you know, crypto or whatever the game is going to be like? But why? Why do you pick Web3?
Yeah, you can't do this in Web2. It's quite literally impossible. You can't just send payments instantly to anywhere in the world and at a fraction of the cost, and have it be transparent and fully compliant at the same time. It just isn't possible. And we were doing some really unique stuff with the mechanisms and the tournament structure. And we wanted to make sure that people could sell and transfer their tournament entries to anybody they wanted permissionlessly. And we wanted to make sure that everybody knew that this game was transparent, you know, and it was provably fair. We thought that was a really big factor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
For all of our builders listening, because this is build mode, also the solo solopreneurs. I know I can't say that word. It's okay. Small studios. What's one thing you learned the hard way that you really wish someone had told you from the start? This is my favorite question. I love when people.
Yeah, it's an interesting question because, to be honest, learning something the hard way, I didn't really have that experience. I try to take things really easily, and if something is difficult, I usually find a creative or flexible way around it. Mm-hmm. And I also had a lot of in-depth experience from the last several years of working in crypto and crypto gaming in general. I knew a lot of people that had gone through the gauntlet before me.
Yeah.
And so I was able to pick up a lot of those things, and I went into it very clear-eyed, and I knew exactly what I wanted. And I also knew that having a poor vision or a poor GDD, game design document, would cause a lot of chaos down the line. And so, believe it or not, the vision has been pretty much identical since the start. We really haven't changed it very much. And we one-shotted it for the most part, which is so rare. But I don't know, my whole experience in board games really led into that, because you don't have a chance to update a board game.
Yeah.
Like, when it's in market, and that's the end. Like,
isn't that crazy?
You better be right.
You can only make different versions, but there's no like, you
Yeah.
know, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like Monopoly. Like they have like to really go into partnerships.
9,000. Yeah. Well, I mean, they do use Monopoly. Like they'll be like Monopoly McDonald's. I have Bob's Burgers Monopoly.
They have to go to more partnership direction than anything. But I really like what Nick said, because it really, that's a concept that transcends, and I think it transcends a lot with me. I feel like Web3, it's a hard grind as a solopreneur. People think it's so easy, but it's not. Like the creator factor, forget about it. Like you have to like push everything you can into your own self. Like it's like you're betting on yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to invest on yourself, and you have to like grind it every day, and it's not easy. Also, this industry has evolved so much in the last 5 years that every single narrative has changed everything. So one time we were thinking about, you know, community and this and that, and then we were like, no, this is not enough. Like we need more than this. And then, you know, you kind of have recreating different like flywheels and funnels and stuff to see what really works, right?
Yeah.
And the reality is, in terms of direction, we're still in the midst of the waters. We're still learning, right? And I just want to talk about what makes Don't Die different in a sea of, all this type of survival games?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're doing very uniquely and very differently is we're not tied to, I guess, being forced to integrate or launch a token. That's not to say we won't do it in the future, but we don't have that outside pressure. And I think that's a really important caveat, because the vast majority of the games in the past several years did have that pressure. And I worked with most of those teams. And we were trying to retrofit a token that probably shouldn't have been in there in the first place. And I think we have that flexibility because we don't necessarily need to fully integrate a token into the game economy. The game economy can work, independently of a token. And I think that's a really important piece. The other element is, I think we have the ability to work as a lean team, a really, really lean team. For example, we built the entire game in 9 months for 100K with a single dev. And that is very unheard of in video games. Most video games need $5 million to be dangerous. 3 million if you want to be cute about it. And usually you need a team of like 10 at least. And it's a changing world, and I think you need to adapt and to change with it. I think we probably have seen the peak of funding for games in history. GTA 6 will probably be the most expensive game ever made, period.
Whenever it comes out.
Yeah, no, and here's the reality of it is we've gone through an exponential rise of supply of games in the market, and that's only going to continue. We're going through a commodification of games, just like music did when streaming really hit. Like, there's so much, and so it's becoming a method of distribution now, even more so. And if you're not using AI to just constantly test and improve and iterate on game designs, then you're falling behind.
Yes, that's so in line with Lou. Lou is so big on like AI and things like that, and she's the one that was really like got me into it about a year ago, where she was like, "If you're not using this, you really should. Like, look at it as more of like a tool to simplify your life instead of like something taking over something that you're doing." And I was like, okay, so think of it in a different light. That's what I started doing, and I swear it has literally simplified so many things. But we somehow put 2 intros in here. So
no. I just wanted, like, we're gonna go right now in this segment into a little bit more about like the game dynamic. And I wanted to ask this because I read a little bit of the white paper, and it talked about the arcade machine that pays you back. And I wanted to know, like, if you can explain a little bit more about what that means.
That arcade graphic was sick, by the way. Maybe I should show it while you're kind of explaining it.
Yeah, so that was something I pulled from Google. So
never mind. I thought you designed it, and I was like, man, you killed it. Like, it was cute.
No, it was a cool gift. Yeah, I found it on Google. It was nice. Honestly, it also might have been Midjourney created. I don't remember. These things blend together for me because I use Midjourney so often. But yeah, the gist behind this is I view this as the new arcade, where previously we had arcades where you paid money into it and then you went for the high score and you had a really good time. And then we had free to play, where you got to play for free and that was the end of it. And I think now we're entering a phase where there's so much supply and so much distribution that there needs to be another edge to it. And a lot of crypto gaming really tried that, but they tried it with tokens for the most part. And it hasn't really been done effectively with stablecoins. Caveat to this, in the last 6 months, this trend has really appeared. And when I put out this white paper saying, the stuff about the new arcade, nobody was talking about this. But ever since then, there's actually been a lot of really successful games that have been working really fast. And I got to give them kudos. Like, some of these teams are insanely fast, like Maze of Gains, for example, On-Chain Heroes. The speed at which they ship is incredible. It's insane. So Gigaverse, they're crushing it. And some of these concepts, they didn't really exist when I put out this white paper, and now they are full force. And now we're the ones that are behind. We're like, all right, well, I guess we got to catch up. So, kudos to them. They are super, super fast. And I think that just shows the speed at which this whole industry is innovating. But it's funny when people say like, Web3 games are dead, because we literally have games that are working actively and growing rapidly. And it's like, just because it didn't work in the past, just because the data says that it didn't work because there were so many failures. Doesn't mean it didn't work. It just meant that what they thought was tried before, that didn't work.
Yeah. And also, I think that we were so ahead.
Yeah.
We were so ahead from the gaming industry. We are ahead. Like, I don't think people understand. I think like the community also,
I don't know. It's
don't
actually
feel
kind
like-
of interesting. No, I don't know if I agree with that, because the Web 2 gaming industry, they needed a new business model, because the free-to-play business model was failing and it was crumbling before their eyes. And so every 10 years or so, the video game industry goes through a monetization shift. And so there was a lot of hope that crypto was going to be that monetization shift, you know, to be the white horse, riding in and killing the 80% of operating revenue that was being spent on user acquisition. There was a really big hope that you could just give that money to consumers and that would be your user acquisition. But unfortunately, it didn't work. And you needed to find another way to do it.
I've heard just from talking to so many people that have come from Web 2 to Web 3 saying that, surprisingly enough, the Web 2 industry in the terms of indie gaming is so oversaturated.
Yeah.
And getting anybody to fund your game or build
Funding
a game,
doesn't
like,
exist.
it's so hard. Yeah.
No, it
They
doesn't
say
exist.
coming into Web 3, showing a little bit of what you're building, that it's so much easier to find people eager to play games. And also, but at the same time, right, like as Web 3, we're so used to previous models that didn't work out, where it was like basically just draining, bleeding out every project because those type of incentives weren't lined up correctly and people didn't put much thought into like how that maybe would affect the game. And the next thing you know.
Yeah, I troubled painting that with a broad swath as well, because most of the founders that I met, the vast majority of them, 95% of them, came in with really strong intentions, really, really great intentions. They want to make the best game possible. And frankly, they're giving away most of their revenue back to the consumers. None of them made any money.
No.
I know.
So, you know, they were just like, they wanted to make the change in the industry and to give the benefits back to the players instead of, you know, having the corporations own it all. And it was ironic that it ended up so badly perceived, and all these founders were being perceived as ruggers. They really weren't.
And they weren't. They were
really
doing the best with what they had.
Oh my god.
And at this point, like, I've realized now that like just because somebody got like $1 million grant doesn't mean that grant goes to their pockets, right? Like it goes to everything else besides them. They're still trying to struggle to eat, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, for reference, I haven't paid myself in a year. I've made zero money off of all of this. I haven't made any money.
And
I'm doing this because I believe in it, because I've always wanted to make a video game, because I think there's a new model with Web3 gaming that can exist, and I wanted to prove it.
Yes.
So
that's exactly where I go. That's exactly where I go. I feel like back like 3 years ago, the thought of like most of the founders that were coming and they wanted to change because they have been in the industry before. They have seen, you know, a lot of the terms of like marketplaces, you know, kind of being controlled in some sort of way. You having to be in certain type of publishers and probably not being able to be there completely because your game was not in the stage, and how you prepare as an entrepreneur that is starting a studios with your bunch of friends and you really want to get that game because you have a cool idea, you don't have the money to strive it, and you're really trying to do it. This space is giving a little bit of space for those founders to enter and try to build, right? And I don't think that, you know, yes, for a very long time, I saw that games had like a bunch of like receive a lot of funding to build these games, but it makes sense when you see the result. Some of them, yes, and some of them don't. I'm not saving anybody, you know, in this.
All different setups.
We see all different setups. I have tried so many different games in Web3. Vanho has tried even more than me.
It's embarrassing.
And sometimes I feel like our tech, the mentality of the community, the sense of what it is, like cryptocurrency itself, it had to find a funnel or a connection between the gaming factor and that tech. It was more advanced than what we were building in that, or what we thought. And right now we are more mature into understanding what works and what not, because we have seen it with communities In a certain moment, we were thinking about the rewarding phase, what will keep a sustainable community, and it really didn't work. It didn't work. Like most of the community, once that was out, no one will ever play the game, you know. And
I think Luke from Pixels put out a really good article about 2-3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, about this, and it's phenomenal.
Is it good? I'm going to read it.
Yeah,
I have to.
It really highlights many of the pillars that existed as thought pillars for why Web3 gaming was going to succeed. Yeah, and he goes one by one and he knocks every single one of them down. Really? And he's right.
Ooh, I have to.
Yeah, we'll have to read it. I mean, we might even share it at the end. But the thing is,
it's great. I highly recommend it. He's one of the few founders that actually lived the journey.
Yeah.
And honestly, his new vision for his new thing, I support it.
I'm excited.
I think it's going to work. Yeah.
I'm excited for new ideas. I think it's time for, especially after we have this long break since April, most of the games kind of have been like looking into what is the next step for us to scale, right? How we can make this better.
This is a really good topic, right? Like we're talking about what hasn't worked. I always call it a recipe for cake, right? Like everybody around the world has different altitudes. Everybody has a different recipe, and you could use the same recipe, but it's not going to come out the same, right? We have different ingredients, even if they are the same. But you have also found that you have really sat down and thought, like, what's not working in crypto gaming, and what can I do in order to do something different that could be the new formula or recipe for success. But before we get to the breakdown of what you're doing differently, I wanted to share the video that you had made for Don't Die. It was your Don't Die trailer. It's so good. I want to share it real quick before we get into it.
I don't even know what video we're talking about here.
No, well, buckle up to you like surprises.
Hi, Walt. How are you?
Hi, guys. Okay, let's share it.
We gotta cancel this, sorry. Please pause this. Pause it. Alright, so that's a nice teaser.
Oh, you haven't shared it yet?
Nope. So that's a good teaser of what's coming very soon.
Oh my god.
I thought you said it's good to go, ladies. We were like, all right, yeah, let's share it today.
Oh well. Oh well.
But you guys get to know, everybody that's watching this right now, that we have a cinematic trailer coming out.
We've been 2 seconds in. That's it.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. Trust me, it's going to be really good.
There's a little bit of a leak.
My bad. I didn't know. Look, I deleted it. Never seen it. Don't know what you're talking about. Looking forward to it.
Oh my god.
Hey, we said we were going to drop the alpha here, so we got to give some good alpha.
Yes, I know. 2 seconds. So
NDA.
Of course, your crowd is here too. They're like,
whoa. This is crazy. This is so cool.
We are always like, we always have.
Hey, we didn't spoil anything.
During the coffee break, always something happens. It's crazy, but something happens every single time. But because we have seen so many play to earn games launch, and literally die within months. The economics didn't work. What's different here? What is the difference here with Don't Die?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say this without bashing a bunch of Web3 games, but frankly, the economics system of just continually paying out tokens, it just doesn't work, and it sets everybody up in a zero-sum game against each other, where everybody is trying to sell, and because everybody else is trying to sell, it's the biggest believers that actually get screwed the most, and oftentimes it's the core team that is the biggest believers, or the earliest members that are really excited about the game. Those people end up getting screwed the most, and I hate that system. Yeah. I don't like it, and it's because of game theory too. Like, if you know that other people are going to sell, then you have to sell, even if you believe in it. And it's much better for you to sell first and then buy back in at the bottom, which interestingly enough is starting to become the new meta. It's like, yeah, we'll just launch a token and then have it spike and then everybody sell and then crash it as hard as you can and then buy back in. I don't know. It's a little silly.
Yeah.
To me, I think the better model is to not do a token to start at all. And then once there's enough, excitement and potentially financial speculation to support a token, that's when you do a token. And so I would say focus first on the system that makes it exciting, where you want your gameplay and you want your skill to deliver the results to you. And that is the system that we built, where you can purchase an NFT to enter the tournament and your skill can increase it to a potential 10x, and then you can exit with stable coins.
Honestly, I like that model way better.
I mean, you have a lot more certainty around it. And it's your decisions and your agency that controlled your outcomes. And I think that's really important. Of course, there needs to be some elements of luck in there. Because if you had a system where the best player always won, then nobody new would ever play. And I found that to be the issue with all the full like P2P betting games, where it's like, oh, let's take a battle royale, for example. And everybody puts in $1. And the top 50% of the players will win, top 50% will lose, just because of odds, right? And so let's say we run it a couple times. And so the top players win, losers lose. Do the losers continue to pay in? Honestly, no, they start churning out. And so the environment gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it gets really, really competitive at the top, and then it implodes. And so that is why, that system, full P2P betting, is economically sustainable, but it's not game sustainable. And so what you really need for it to work is you need veterans to win most of the time, but not all the time. And I think this is something that Marvel Snap nailed, where they have a situation where your deck is a 12-card deck. You only get to draw 9 of them over the course of the game. And you could have a really overpowered deck, but your opponent might have the perfect counter, and the environments, the 3 locations that show up during the middle of the match, they might ruin your deck because it just wasn't the right build for the set. And as a result, even the best deck or the best player might still lose relatively consistently. But the thing that Marvel Snap absolutely nailed is the ability to retreat. The ability to know when your deck has an asymmetric disadvantage to the playing field, and to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take this into my own hands and take agency over this and choose to quit. And so I took a lot of that mindset and put that into Don't Die, where, this is a game with dice. There is luck in it. Yes, you do build your own luck over time by adding new faces to the dice. But ultimately, not every single run can make it all the way to the end. It can't, because you might get the bad rolls, etc. If you're really, really skilled, you can make it most of the time, but not every run can. And so that's what's really important about our tournament mode, is you can choose to stop at any of the 4 checkpoints in the game. And so if you realize that, hey, you know what? My run just doesn't have the distance. If you choose to stop, you still can win. And that's a super important piece, because there's a dedicated prize pool for every single checkpoint. And that's so different from anything else that's out there. Because every game says, push as hard as you can, go as far as you can. And that's the thing that you get. And you get your payout based on how far you went. But the tough part is, like, an AI agent might be able to beat that more consistently. But when this system is like, you're choosing when to quit, you can actually sell that NFT on secondary to somebody else, who then looks at that and says, hey, you know what? I think I have the skills to bring that NFT to the next checkpoint, increase its expected value, and then maybe flip it to somebody else. Or if you're really skilled, sometimes it doesn't make it all the way. And that's part of the excitement and the speculation and the fun of it, right? And so I put all of those concepts and crunched it into a singular game experience, where the game is the game, but the game that you're really playing is the broader game, the crypto game, the game that everybody wants to play in crypto, where it's never about the game itself. It's about everything that's going on around the game, that I come in with some amount and I'm hoping to leave with more amount, right? That's the real game. And if you ever forget that, then you didn't design a very good crypto game.
I definitely agree with you. You brought in a lot of really good points, and I know you already kind of like talked about reward runs and why everything isn't paid. But
for the record, for everybody listening, we will always have a free-to-play mode, so you can play for free whenever you want. Because fundamentally, if you're putting any sort of money at stake, I want that risk to be respected. And I think risk in crypto for the last several years has been treated very flippantly, very casually. It's like, oh yeah, you've got a 10% chance of total loss. And that was a lot of the early just staking games. It's like, okay, yeah, you stake here and you've got a 90% chance of being fine, but 10% chance of total loss. Sorry, what are you going to do? And the reality is, like, if you wanted to win those games, you needed to take those risks because that was the only way to get the most powerful thing. So you just needed to throw money into a hole. And I hated that. Really hated it.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? I want to do something very, very different that treats your risk level and risk tolerance level with respect.
I love that. And with this model that you created too, that really caught our attention was the NFT tiers earning points at the same rate. So like $1 run and $100 run have the same exact odds to win, but that's not normal crypto gaming. Can you like kind of explain like what you decided to do different and what
why this was like, because I want to really this, I think this is more like a skill-based design, of course. And I think it's important to discuss the fairness of this factor. So let's go for it. I want to know why.
Yeah, it's tricky because the more profitable model, frankly, is the unsustainable one that says, hey, you know what? You can get in for this quick, exciting pump, and then you can pull out before everybody else leaves. And that really appealed to cabals and information controlling. And that is most of the early crypto games, to be honest. And frankly, I think that's why it got such a bad rap. Because when you are bringing somebody into a Ponzi scheme, into an MLM, it's the people at the bottom that always get ruined at the end. And frankly, that was a lot of Web 2 users, and it was their first experience in crypto games. They got brought in with the promise of like, hey, there's this really cool new thing that you can buy into, and then you can sell it later. Except you couldn't sell it later because there was no liquidity to sell it to. Nobody was buying it, right? And so it went through a huge crash. And you know, I feel for that. I talked to a lot of Web 2 users. I talked to a lot of players, and the thing that consistently comes up for them is like, I felt like I got scammed. And I can't blame them. Frankly, I can't blame them, because at the end of the day, it was a pay-to-win game, and it was a centralizing game that was designed to be unsustainable. Now, was it designed with that intent? Honestly, no. It was designed from a lot of people that didn't really know what they were doing, and they didn't come from games, and they were like, all right, well, this seems like a good idea, and then they would do it and hype it up, and then they would find out after the fact that it wasn't sustainable. And so I wouldn't say it was malicious for the most part, but it was definitely designed in the sense that they were giving benefits to people that paid more because it made them bags, right? It's a logical incentive. But again, I wanted to do something very, very differently here. And while it may lead to less immediate speculative excitement and hype, I think this is a much more long-term sustainable model that can create cult classics instead of things that will be around for a couple months. And we'll see if it works. Frankly, it's an experiment. I think it's a really strong experiment. But at the end of the day,
I mean, to be honest, like yesterday we had the game night. It was fantastic. Like we literally, it was kind of like an you know, like learning into what the gameplay is. Like I didn't even want to play before because
I was scared to try. Because I was like,
I wanted also everyone that was with us in the game night to be in the same level as us. Because I hate when I go to a game night and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm like number one in the leaderboard, and I'm like,
you know,
come on, man.
I know.
Like, start for me, you know, start for me.
That's our biggest feedback too. Is like, oh, I've never played it. And I'm like, well, this is the perfect time to try it.
But you went most of the way through, Vanho.
I somehow was
the one.
Your first try.
Isn't that crazy? And the only reason I messed up is because I clicked it, and it didn't like. I'm not gonna say it wasn't an error. I think it was like my error. It was a skill issue for sure. But like, I thought I clicked it.
You were looking around and you got really excited. Then you came back and you just hit something really fast.
I did. That's exactly what happened. And I think that I probably could have won the whole thing, which is very hard and rare. Like I would have
gotten the final boss for sure.
I read everything, and it's saying like to get to that was like the hardest thing. So I think I was just really lucky. I didn't actually ask for feedback. Luana was like really like involved with like
And for me,
Community
it was a
guided.
skill issue. So I got the skill issue.
I think the community lied to you.
The
Because I'm
community.
not skilled, but I had the best time. I love skill based.
So
I think
what
there's
I
something really
learned.
special about this, and a lot of people have been able to jump into it with basically no experience whatsoever. Jump in, start playing, intuitively get it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a very strong appeal to a game like that, where it's
Yeah.
got a casual experience, looks very simple. You kind of get it pretty much instantly, and then the depth is just like it pulls you in. It's like, there's endless combos available. Yes, there's layers and layers and layers, and so many choices to think about once you really get into it.
We played like an extra hour after too. Like we ended up getting off and still were like talking and playing. We were gonna go to Arc Raiders, and then we were just playing, talking. It's like a good game to kind of like. It's a good game to just be able to do other things and stuff at the same time. Pick it up. I do that
all the time.
Come back. Yeah, I should have.
Second screen. I was doing it during the Super Bowl.
I know. And you know what? One of the biggest things that I find out, and this is like personal question, it was the whole dice building, right? The gameplay itself, how that works, right? And for people who haven't played it, what does that actually mean? That whole dice building factor?
Yeah. When you're doing a video game, you really do need to have a new mechanic to stand out. And if you're just going to retrod the same stuff, it's like, why are you spending all this time and effort to make the exact same thing over again?
Yeah.
And so I knew coming into this design process that I needed to have an X factor, a couple X factors, not just one. And one of the biggest X factors that I thought I could have was dice building. And so there's different styles of building games out there. Deck building is one of the most popular. Slay the Spire really pioneered this. But that's been around in board games for a long time. And one of the things that I thought was really unique that you couldn't do in board games is change the fundamental physics of a die over time. And I was like, this is a really cool mechanic for specifically video games. So what it is you start with a 4-sided die. And every time you beat a monster, you get to add a new face to the die, fundamentally changing the odds and the luck of that die. So it goes from a 4-sided die into a 5-sided die, which in a 4-sided die, each side has a 25% chance of being rolled. And in a 5-sided die, it's 20% chance. And then it goes to a 6-sided die, and then a 7-sided die, and an 8-sided die. You can go all the way up to 12, and you have 4 of these dice. So you have lots of combo ability with these dice, and it's just really, really interesting and a unique puzzle that you get to solve every single game. And I don't know, when I came from board games, having a unique puzzle to solve was like the quintessential thing that you wanted to get, because it's what created the replayability factor.
Yeah, like that core loop. I don't know. I had a really good time. I swear, guys, like I don't ever get this lucky, but yesterday I was hitting like the legendary dice face. I don't know. I might be saying that wrong.
The Echo Dagger.
I was getting all of the like every single one, and I was so excited. Like because they're really pretty. They're like glitchy. They're like little glitches, and yeah, that was a really good experience.
And that's a big piece of the appeal of the game. It's like you can come in, not have a ton of experience, and feel like you have a god tier run. And then the crazy part is, once you get good at the game, you start realizing that pretty much every run has the potential to be a god tier run. And you're like, wait, this is actually like super consistent.
Yeah.
But it's really also really different. And then when you get to the edges of it, you start thinking like, okay, well, this is really just all about odds management. And that brings me to the second X factor of the game. When I was coming up with this concept, one of the first things that I realized is you don't have a lot of control, especially because this is an auto battler. And when you have a game, you always want to have some level of control to it. And I knew that I wanted to use dice, but when you're using dice, it's really, really hard. So you need to have some level of consistency that you can build to make sure that a consistent combo can trigger repeatedly. So I knew ahead of time that I needed longer battles than, say, Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire usually has 3 to 4 turns in a battle. But I knew I needed this game to have probably about 6 or 7. So as a result, I knew I needed the turns to last, probably 10 seconds or less, so that the game wasn't infinitely long. And in addition, I knew because the battles were auto battlers and resolved with luck, I knew players needed to have a feeling of agency over that. So if they had bad luck in the battle, they needed a way to say, hey, you know what? I had bad luck. Screw that. I don't want that battle anymore. And that brought me to the concept of time crystals, where you spend a consumable resource, time crystals, to rewind the battle and then play it again with different luck. And I think that's such a strong mechanic that hasn't been used anywhere else. And I don't know why, because it's a great mechanic, but it allows you to play it with different luck. And so it asks you then to know more about the game and to say, hey, you know what? The skill of the game is knowing that battle, you could have done a lot better with that particular build, even though you've never seen that build before. And I think that's a really cool aspect of the game.
That is a really cool aspect. And you're right. I've only seen a couple people do that, right? I really like
that's one of those, layered strategies. You won't do that until like your 4th or 5th game. And you're like, wait, what do these things do? Like, it just says rewind. And then you press it and you're like, oh, that's weird. Why would I ever do that? And then you get a battle where you lose 45 health. And you're like, oh, maybe I can hit that and not lose 45 health. Yeah.
But I've only seen that concept in TCGs, and this isn't a TCG. So I'm really excited to see how other people also love that factor, because like you said, it's pretty unheard of. Like, I'm surprised like other games are not picking that aspect up already. But it always takes one strong mind before people are like, aha, so maybe you TM to that. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if this shows up in other games, because it's it's a perfect mechanic to mitigate luck.
Yeah.
And by making it a consumable resource, you force the player to choose how often they want to play that and when do they want to play it. Because sometimes when you're getting low on that consumable resource, you're like, I guess I will accept a 20 health loss, a third of my health.
Oh my
God. Because I don't want to
so
spend time crystals, because I might need them in the future if I'm down to like 2 health. Or if I just roll the wrong thing on the movement die, like I might need those extras.
Yeah.
So I got to stay alive.
Yeah. And you know what? I did see like a lot of people like kind of guiding us and talking to us about the crystals. And like, that was something that was really hard to get in the game. It's not like I could have just, at this point, couldn't buy them. I couldn't just buy them to get them more. I had to actually earn them through the game. I had to either like give up some of my health to get them or vice versa. But the community sentiment over that aspect in the game night, just from the people coming to help us, was so strong. But speaking of community, we did do a giveaway with Don't Die. I almost said Dark Times. Oh my God, that came out of the core of my brain. We did a giveaway with Don't Die. We had a $50 campaign. You had to play the game, get inside, retweet the post, follow some steps. And so we do have those winners.
Woo! Yes, I have the winners. I have here the flyer.
Luana, do you want to go ahead and give the names away?
Yes, I will have the flyer right now.
Oh, you're posting a flyer.
Yeah, so right now I'm gonna have the flyer. We're gonna post it here on the stream.
Okay.
And that way it's going to be easier for all the viewers to see exactly the names of the winners.
I already see one of them in here, honestly.
I'm so excited. Can't wait.
And he's playing the game right now. He's like, I'm playing right now, still trying to get used to the game.
Let's try to catch it. So, okay, there you go. It's right here. And we have it.
Are you putting it on screen? Do it really fast. I have it.
Yes, you can do it.
And the winners are. Always reminds me of Joy to the World. All right, sorry. We have Crink, who's actually here right now playing the game. Deserves it. You Came to See Me is the funniest username. You deserve to win. Tell her, let me not offend your mother, but apparently you're from the XRP community. Congratulations. I'm not doing that one. I wrote to my 3H.
Yes.
3 hours. You won.
3 hours.
And then Mira Bell. So excited. I love Mira. I'm happy you won, girl. But yes, these are our winners. We will also reach out to you and send you the little graphic on what you need in order to claim your prize. So we will do that after the show. But after, leaking the video, I'm trying not to share way too much anymore. I will think about that all day until I go to sleep. So
no, girl.
We love giving a little teaser.
That was a good 2 seconds.
Give him a little taste.
I heard that. Please stop. I was like, oh no, what did I do? I was like, so sorry. But yeah, that will stay with me till the day I die. But really excited for those winners. We will be reaching out to you, and then make sure it's from the official account.
One thing you mentioned that I want to touch on, I don't think we really closed the loop on, is that you can go into the tournament with a $1 entry, a $10 entry, or even a $100 entry, and they all score the exact same way. There's no pay to win in this game, and we did that on purpose. Essentially, a $10 entry is just 10 $1 entries that you're running a single time. And again, this was kind of unheard of until, honestly, Wolf Game, Cave Game did it. Yeah. I think I don't want to say it was because we put our white paper out and then they saw it and they were like, hey, actually, that's a really good idea. But they did use the same model. So it makes me wonder, at the end of the day, it was public knowledge. So, and it wasn't really a huge big brain moment. It was more just like, okay, yeah, people don't want to play 10 times. They just want to play one time for higher stakes. Okay. So people come up with the same idea constantly. It's fine.
It's so weird, but it's the same time though, because that happens to me a lot.
The caveat with this is, why would you ever play a $10 game if over time you had better variance with $1 games?
Yeah.
And so we were really thinking about this because it's actually more intuitive and honestly better odds to play a bunch of $1 games. And the only way to make that actually work is if you actually make the risk a little bit better for the $10 or the $100 versions. And so while everybody does score the exact same way, we do have a little bit of a sliding scale where it is easier to get higher rewards out of the higher tier ones. The way that we do that is with stickers. And so stickers are our method for payouts. And you can win up to a 10x on your NFT. And you do that by earning stickers during the game. Every time you take down a big baddie or an obelisk, you will earn a sticker, which are cosmetics in the game, but they increase your loot points. Every time you increase a bar of loot points, you increase your loot multiple. You can go all the way up to a 10x. And getting these stickers is difficult. It takes risk, right? Yeah. So the more risk you're taking, the more stickers you're going to get, and the more loot points you're going to get. And the higher tier NFTs, they get higher rarity stickers at a higher rate. And so essentially, it's easier for those higher tier ones to reach a 10x than it is for the lower tier ones. And for that reason, we thought it was a reasonable trade-off for, this would give people a reason to do a $10 or a $100 rather than just sticking with $1 the entire time. And it respects the risk that you're taking because you're actually taking a larger risk on a single run where there is still luck involved. Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that was very clear and that there still is no pay to win, but it is slightly easier to reach higher multiples with higher tiers.
Got you. Thank you for breaking that down, because I did see that and I was like, when you kind of just read it, but like it's not registering. That was one of those things where I was like, I don't get this one. And I was going to ask you, but I was like,
one of those things that most people, frankly, won't ever notice or care or have any reason to question it. But it's there for a reason.
I love the loot that I got.
It's good loot, huh?
Yes. I mean, after battling that bear, which it was a baddie.
Yeah.
That was the funny part. I have to battle a baddie. It's just hilarious. But it was very cool. And I'm going to give you the most important question here in this segment about building in Web3. Why Avalanche?
Why Avalanche? Well, because they rock. I love the Dorito gang. They're super fun. I like the culture a lot, frankly. I've known the Avalanche team for a really long time. So it's a bit of a personal thing as well as a technological solution. Avalanche team has been shipping incredible tech for a really long time, and I've been watching the chain wars for a while. Avalanche has consistently stood out to me as one of the trendsetters and has quietly built some of the best tech in the industry. They absolutely demolished Polygon's SuperNet subnet thing. Like Avalanche, Avalanche had it the entire time, and then Polygon put a really big megaphone on it. But Avalanche, they created it, and it's so easy to do it on Avalanche. And the transaction per second are incredible. The cost per transaction is super, super low. It's just super easy to deploy on Avalanche in general. And frankly, what they're doing with institutions now is really impressive. And so I don't blame them for going all in on the RWA institutional angle. They are going to be the chain that runs most of the back end for finance. And it's not even funny. It's not even close. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big supporter of AVAX. Of course, I'm a big supporter of a lot of other chains too.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own strong suits, but
I always
because
tell
we're building
people,
on AVAX, it's AVAX.
I agree. I always say like Avalanche is my home, but like I do like to travel sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
look, everybody uses most chains. It's so silly.
I'm like, sometimes you kind of have to.
It's only this group of people on this chain. It's like, honestly, anybody that's in crypto uses at least 4 chains. At least.
I'm like, at least. And then you think about everybody who comes out with one. You got all these like custom added chains to your, to whatever wallet you use. But
I'm on 20 chains.
Any of them that have come out, I'm like, I'm going to add it to see, because you just never know. And then
you never know.
Either the next month they're gone, or
I feel like I enjoy, as someone that is participating, like building in different places, like I enjoy all. I think that each of them has something characteristic. I really love the community and the culture, and some of them share like different thoughts and different, solutions to different things. And I love that this actually fits, your product, your game.
Yeah.
And, you have definitely a cool culture around your game with the AVAX community for sure. A lot of gamers in this chain for sure.
Yeah, our goal is to be putting 1 million transactions per month on AVAX.
Ooh, I know that you're gonna do it. Like let's
go.
You're gonna do it.
Really good call.
But so I wanted to ask, because we do have a lot of creators and streamers that are listening today. How can they get involved with Don't Die, and what kind of content works? What does the game support?
Yeah, for sure. I would say Don't Die is actually a perfect game for streaming. Mostly because the entire game is decisions. And so you can get your audience and your chat involved on a decision to decision basis. And it's like so much fun. And the other really cool thing about this is, because it's an auto battler, you can have big emotional moments while the battle is happening. Yeah. So you can just be watching it and you are seeing the activity. You're like, oh no, I can't believe that just happened
last night.
And then, that was us last night. I was
when you get to the end of the battle,
my death. Yeah,
you're just like, this is ridiculous. I don't know what to do. Should I rewind this? Chat, what do you think? And so I've really been trying to be a trendsetter for that. So I've been streaming daily, sometimes 3-4 hours a day. I will be continuing to do that because I'm a total addict of the game. Like, I love it. It's just so freaking fun.
I think you're the first founder to be like playing your game. Do you know like how many games I worked with before ask the founder questions? They're like, oh, you should ask the dev. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know. I think part of it is a lot of, I know a lot of founders that love playing their own games, for the record. Yeah. But at the same time, when the game if the game is super simple, it can get old really fast. And I've seen that happen a lot to a lot of people. And they get tired of the game because it's honestly, it's kind of one note. And it has to be one note to get people into the game and to get people excited about it. But that is where the board game strategy really, really works. And that is something I perfected while working in board games, is you have to make something super simple, approachable in 30 seconds, but with enough depth to keep them there for years. Yes. And the way to do that is to hide complexity in the component parts. And you don't have to explain all the component parts. You just have to give them the experience and say, all right, here's what it is. And then just kind of stumble your way through it for the first couple. You don't have to explain everything, but you'll start learning it over time. And you'll start realizing, oh, wait, if I did something different there, I probably would have had a different outcome. And it's that process of learning that makes you feel like you're actually progressing in the skill of the game. And then every so often, you have a run that goes crazy bonkers. And you're like, I knew it. This is awesome. This is the thing that I was waiting for. And then the next run, you die in 3 turns. And you're like, what the hell happened there? And
I swear.
That was
you're
me.
Like,
that was me last night. That was me last night.
I will say though, like you keep mentioning board games, and this is not anything that I had prepared or anything, but I really like how you put that almost as like Candyland element in there of like getting to the next spots, but you can also like jump ahead. Then you come to a fork. You have to like decide: are you going to jump ahead 15 steps? Or are you going to go 11 to the right? Are you going to go to this biome, that biome?
We're still working on the UI piece for that, because the path is the same length no matter what. So you're not skipping anything. It's not a shorter path.
But it just says on the
screen.
Length
of the biome that is the number.
Yeah.
Are you Nick? Are you thinking about having all this data in terms of like, your like gamers participating in the game and seeing that side of like how much they're predicting their strategies or utilizing their strategies? Have you thought about it?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Can you say it again?
Like, for example, like now that you have all this, gameplay, and you're able to see like every single one is experiencing a different type of prediction in their, strategies. Are you going to utilize this type of data in gameplay? Or is that something that you're planning to do?
It's interesting because we actually we have that granular data, but it's really hard to review and read. So frankly, we don't see most of it. What we see is the end score and if they won or lost and where they lost. We can check all of that, but there's thousands of runs. So it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of runs. And it's like, all right, well, each build is uniquely different. And while we can see in aggregate, like what sides showed up the most, what sides get picked the most, frankly, we can usually get a sense of the things that are broken based on what the top players are doing. And I'm one of the top players, so I have a pretty good sense of what's working and what's breaking too.
Does that
He
count?
is one of the top players.
So I don't know. It's one of those things where it's more habitual. And I'd say that this is where playtesting and refinement comes into play, because we have 70 plus sides. They all have different interactions with each other. We're still finding interactions that we didn't really expect or didn't know about, including
like mine that I died during the game night.
That one was more expected, but
but you said 70 dice options. That's 70 times 70 of different options, or like different dice.
It's
actually, no, you have 10, 12 sides.
Actually.
Yeah.
Oh, sheesh. Yeah.
And then it's, they could be duplicated on the same die too. And then there's odds for the frequency that all these things appear. And quite literally, it's you just have to experience it. And this is something that I learned in board games too. It's like when you're making a board game, a really complicated one, there's no way to really get it locked in. You just have to feel it.
Yeah.
And so when I made a really complicated board game with 200 unique cards. And it was inspired by Terraforming Mars. And I made this during the pandemic. It was called Gene. It was a genetic engineering game. It's a 3.5 hour long strategy game. Super, super fun. But it had 200 unique cards. And so the sequence in which you played these cards was always different. Every single time. There was no possible way that you'd get the same sequence every single time. Zero. None.
Yeah.
And so again, it's one of those things where you just have to feel into it. And you're like, okay, this one is feeling slightly unbalanced. Is that okay or is that bad? And oftentimes what I try to do is I try to keep the most fun powers and then buff everything else to make sure that those are as fun or as powerful as the most fun one. And so I buff everything up and then I buff the enemies as well. And to like really just ramp everything up so that the most fun powers get to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And so I really like the idea of having things that are broken in the game, because it's super fun for the hardcore players to find a path that shoots the moon that completely blows the top off of the game. That said, if it's consistently breaking it, that's when I need to change it, because if it's consistently breaking it and you're able to do it consistently, then that becomes the meta. And then everybody rushes towards that meta. And then that's the only thing that's played. So
and then it's done.
Yeah, and so this is one of those things where it's like, okay, we do need to play test. We do need to have live play tests where people are playing it, and we need some really skilled players to bust the game wide open, because at the end of the day, I can't catch all of them because people think in different ways. And so that's why we do these play tests.
Which, good point. If anybody here is wanting to bring this to the Discord to play, reach out to me, Luana, Nick, or Don't Die.
The game is free, by the way. You can try it. Play.don'tdie.gg. You can play it on any browser. It's great on mobile. You can try it out right now.
Yeah. A web browser too, by the way. So browser based, and which that's a whole other conversation. I've heard that's the hardest thing to build is a web browser based game. So kudos
it's
to you
hard
for figuring
because
it.
of the distribution.
I see.
Makes
sense.
Yeah. Makes sense. But before we go into the lighting round, I want to show a video from Don't Die that we can show because it's in the Twitter. So that way our listeners can actually see the actual video. So let's go for it.
Well, this is just a Boomerang logo.
Really?
See, he was like, "What video? I'm sorry,
guys."
And that's
why the only video you can get. This is the
there's a video that's pinned, or I guess it used to be pinned. It's not pinned anymore.
But look, we're gonna see. Exactly,
oh yeah, here we go.
We can see the video here of how the game goes.
Come on, just give me the cure poison. Cure poison, maybe.
Look at Nick.
Be nice.
I really like that you make your own tutorials. Cool. You talk a lot. You have a extensive YouTube playlist of breakdowns of different die setups, how to play the game. I really like this from a founder standpoint because working with a lot of founders in gaming, that's not something people think about until game is already out. We're launching it.
Honestly, part of it is I was on a TV show, so I have a little bit of media experience, and I knew that I was going to be the only person to explain this game with as much excitement as possible, and to give, honestly, other streamers a playbook on how to play this game, both a strategic way as well as an entertaining way.
My first stream.
This run is so.
I don't think it was.
No, I don't know how to change that, to be honest. So.
I love it. But here, guys, you can see a little bit of how the game goes.
What the heck?
What the heck? Exactly. That was me last night. What the heck? Every single decision I was making sent me to my death.
And keeping the bleed.
Oh my god! I have never reached 28,000 points.
Yeah, I got 46,000 earlier today, actually, on a single.
What? Incredible.
Oh, we do have a quick question here, though. Is there a chance that the game will be launched on Steam or maybe even Epic Games?
Maybe. It would have to strip out a bunch of the crypto things. So we might do the practice only version on those just to get exposure and distribution. That seems like a very reasonable probability. But frankly, our main focus is making sure that the tournament mode works and is fun and honestly pays out to the players because we want the players to win. We want the players to make money. We think it's really, really cool. And it's a very unique aspect of the game. To have a strategic roguelike. Was it Survivor?
Did you want to share?
So I worked on Survivor. I was a challenge designer on Survivor. I loved it. It was a dream job. But the TV show that I was on was called Got to Get Out. It debuted in 2025 on Hulu. It was I was one of 20 people playing in a mansion for $1 million, and the goal was you needed to escape the mansion. And it was almost like a Stanford Prisoners experiment mixed with Big Brother.
Oh, wow.
So everybody was watching each other. Of course I won. Everybody was watching each other, and you had to press a big red button if you saw anybody escaping. And in the first episode, I'm driving a Lambo, trying to make it through the gates, and it was just incredible.
Oh
it's a great watch.
God. Can we find a video of this?
Do you have
this is a trailer. Yeah,
okay, let's share
just
the trailer.
Look up YouTube Got to Get Out trailer.
Okay. We'll show the trailer, and then we're going to jump into some fun lightning round questions, get you out of here, get you to bed.
By the way, I played the entire game under a pseudonym because I didn't want anybody to know that I was a game designer. So I told everybody that I was an NFT artist that called himself Doodles. And so nobody took me seriously. Nobody took me seriously. And it was perfect because I didn't want anybody to know how big of a threat I was.
Bro, and you know they're looking up Doodles right now. I'm like, damn!
What?
It was iconic.
Big project.
It was iconic.
Are you guys ready to watch this?
I am.
Oh my God.
Let's get it.
Okay, let's do it.
You're about to see a game play out.
This is the craziest thing I've ever done.
Oh my God!
20 strangers locked in a house.
Yes!
They will receive clues to help them escape and steal a prize climbing to $1 million. What's stopping them? Each other.
We need to make sure nobody gets out.
We have to pull the lever to sound the alarm and hit the button to close the gate.
They're running! Somebody's running! Is that you at the back?
Players are reality royalty.
Any money is great. Divorce lawyers are very, very expensive.
And the other half are reality rookies.
There you go!
Firefighter. I want to be able to take care of my mother.
I'm Omarosa. She is a master at these games. The diabolical Spencer Pratt. We built this reality TV villain.
I've seen my competition. Not concerned.
That made me break my leg.
Prisoners and we're prison guards.
I don't feel like you can get out of this house alone.
I'm gonna exit out the window, disguised as a crew member, Kim, and try to distract everyone.
I don't know if I trust them fully to split the money.
It's a party!
Boom! Don't believe anything. They're all freaking psycho liars.
It's a wicked game we're playing.
We're so close!
Everyone's not getting along.
You're dead to me.
That's actually relaxing.
Getting a little hot. Everyone's lying to each other. You come for me, don't miss.
Hit the button!
We never said this game would be easy.
Somebody got out.
You just gave away $444,000.
Oh my God.
Get me out of here.
Woo! Wow.
Go check it out. It's awesome. It's a great bingeable show. It's really, really fun to watch. It's a comedy, by the way. It is a comedy.
Are the Sunday? Are these glasses part of the project merch?
No,
Doesn't
but
have
they
Project
will
Market.
be. They will be a cosmetic in the game in the future.
There you go.
We already have the art for it. It's awesome.
We're talking him into merch right now.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of a friendly Squid Game.
Yeah, it's true.
And
Okay,
we're ready. Okay. Let's get ready
Random
for
dancing. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's get ready for the lighting round. You're ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
What's the background here?
Oh yeah, that's a very cool song.
Okay.
It's Michael Saylor.
Ah, excellent.
Let's go. Currency of value. We call them poor.
Okay. Okay. Luan, are you on first?
Okay, I go first. So, all right, Nick, you made it this far. Okay.
I'm at the final gauntlet.
Hold on.
I'm at the final boss.
We need different music for the gauntlet. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna start rolling the
Yeah,
dice.
that's what she gave it. Yeah, hold on. Let's see.
What do you want to
need
do?
Epic.
Okay. Are we ready? Okay.
There we go. That's more
All
like
right,
it.
Nick.
Okay.
You made it this far,
Ooh.
which means
For the $1 million question.
you get it. The lighting round. So let's go a little bit quick and casual
I can't
here.
even be serious right now.
One
Okay.
word answers only.
I think you can handle
Are you
it.
ready?
Honestly,
Are
I'm
you
probably not
smarter
gonna give one
than a
word
fifth
answer, but
grader?
we're gonna do our
First
best.
question. First question. Oh my god, trying to be serious here. Favorite board game?
Well, it's two words. Terraforming Mars. All right. Second favorite.
You do not
second
win $1
favorite.
million.
Avalon.
Good answer. Good answer.
Let's go.
Woo-woo. All right. Would you rather solo grind or team chaos? You seem like a solo gamer. I mean,
Team Chaos, but a small lean team.
Okay.
are you
Sheepcast?
picking the team?
Oh,
Am I picking a team? Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
okay. Sheep fast or sheep perfect?
Oh, always fast. There's no such thing as perfect. I've never shipped a perfect game ever.
Good answer.
Do you
Good
guys
answer.
remember that commercial? It was like, I ship my pants. Do you remember that commercial? It was
Is there
for
something you need to
Kmart.
tell us?
Correlation
It was
with
for
this, I
Kmart.
don't
It'd be
know.
like, I ship my pants. And it's like
Oh
the whole
my
thing.
God.
I'm sorry, but when you said it that way, it brought me back to like
Okay.
that day. Anyways, most overrated gaming trend right now.
To be honest, most gaming trends in general aren't overrated. Everything is crashing around us, and the models are breaking. So I don't know if anybody is overrating anything in gaming at the given moment.
And the most underrated?
The most underrated? Definitely crypto, because it's going to make a huge comeback and no one's expecting it. No, literally no one is expecting it. Yeah.
Okay.
Literally.
Yes.
Oh God, Luana made these questions. I just want to say that right now. Okay. Would you rather buy 100 duck-sized zombies or one zombie-sized duck and don't die?
It would definitely have to be. It depends. Do I have the turtle shell or not?
Yes, you do.
You have to answer if I got the turtle shell.
You have the turtle shell.
Okay, then definitely 100 zombies, because the turtle shell, if my first attack hits all, if it's 3 baddies or more, so like I can just hit them all.
Okay, now
here's the thing: if they have more health, then I want the single baddie, because then I could load them up with poison, because AoE is really, really difficult to get unless you have poison AoE, in which case, like, then it's a different story. It's build dependent is what I'm trying to say here.
Here for it.
Last one. You're stranded on an island. You can only bring one game to play forever. What is it?
And you can't say don't die.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Really? Can't say don't die. I mean, I'd love to say Survivor, but you can't play that when you're stranded. So that's a little unfortunate.
That is the game.
This is a good question.
That's like
I probably
it
would
afraid.
I gotta pick something that's, like an infinite game, indefinite. So I would go GTA 6, even though it's not out yet, because that's probably going to be the one of the most indefinite games in existence. They're always going to be updating it, because they can never make another one. So they wanted to do that with GTA 5, but they decided because of all the tech upgrades, they needed to go to another version. But they're never gonna make a GTA 7. I don't think they will.
I mean, they said they'd never make a 6.
Right, but they're building 6 to never make another sequel, because
they're just going to never make another 8, 9, 10.
We'll see, of course. So I would go that one. I would also choose something like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom.
Ooh, yeah.
I think I would pick Hollow Knight. So good. I'm real.
I will pick Arc Raiders.
Oh damn, Arc Raiders. Just because I
Love
can
it.
loot in there and find some things if I need it. We're on an island. Cool. I now
I'm
can
on
make
an island.
myself
I
spaghetti
would
and a
definitely
fries.
know.
Honestly, great choices.
If I'm trapped with drones, how to battle them. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, could you imagine fighting a real zone? And be like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
we should
What was that?
reenact that.
How did that work?
It does. It does.
You played it, right? Like,
You
have you played Arc Raiders?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
It's great.
good. Okay, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah,
here we
yeah.
go.
No, it's incredible.
But
Oh, you
finished
got one
it.
cheating on you. Sorry.
No,
You
Hollow
had
Knight's
to find
incredible.
out this way.
It's a great game.
we
It is
we
really good.
actually finished the lightning round.
You passed.
You passed. There
Did
there
I?
is no $1 million.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Let's be on another talk show for that. But
I've been had.
That's something that happens. But
Put me on another show.
damn
Oh
it,
my
canceled. You leaked my video. You didn't give me the million.
the feedback,
This is worse than the Coinbase.
you can set all the feedback on our website. You can give us
It's anonymous.
Do you even have a website? Or is this okay? All right, sorry.
can.
Yes, bring it up. We need to see where the complaints need to go.
We'll show you right
There's
here.
the contact us.
Here we go.
Actual
Right
partner.
You guys are gonna change the help desk to my email.
I'm doing it while we're talking. I'm changing it. Okay.
She's on it. She'll have
Unbelievable.
it changed. If you have to, put in your.
Oh, this is awesome.
Thank you, Luana. Made this.
I love it. It's very clean.
This is
Yes.
we need to update that, but you could click here. It opens to Spotify and Twitter. Our partners.
Cool.
We need to add our new ones, and then don't call us though. Don't book a call.
Book a call because you will call Van Ho.
Please stop clicking this button for the hiring process. I will cancel it, and I'm really sorry about that.
Where
but
is the feedback? You have to enter your email,
your email
and subscribe.
right here?
clever.
No, thank you very much, Nick. This
Yes,
was
Nick,
awesome.
thank you so much.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you so much
It was an
for-
absolute pleasure being on with you guys.
for
This was great.
Literally
So
for
good.
not only for building this amazing game, but also for trusting BUIDLmode.
Yes.
We are always trying to build the right opportunities for our builders and the people that really participate in this space and wants to, create something amazing as every single builder wants here. It's hard. So for everyone that is out there that is listening, please come by to our game nights. We're going to have for 6 weeks. We're going to be doing game nights every Monday at 8 p.m. EST. We're thinking about going a little bit earlier. We're planning it around. Probably we will change it just to get more people from UK and other different time zones. And that way we can have more people participating in it. But thank you to everyone who joined us yesterday. Thank you, Nick, for coming today. It was amazing to have you here.
Can I say words?
Yeah.
Of course.
Is that cool? I want to give a big shout out and thank you to the audience too.
Yes.
Thank you guys for sticking around and all your comments. It was really fun to watch all the comments pop up on the screen. And of course, there's a ton of these names that I recognize have been involved in the community. So thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for making this game what it is. Because frankly, the game is only a game, but with the players, it becomes an actual movement. So please invite your friends. This game really only will live really big if more people are playing. We have a referral program. You can generate your unique referral link in the main homepage on the top hamburger menu. It just says referral. Send it to all your friends. And the cool part about it is if your friend pays for any NFTs in the game for the tournament, you're going to get 10% of that spend directly towards your own NFTs, so you can play for free. In addition, we're going to have a leaderboard that will be revealed on the 23rd with the tournament, and there's 5K USDC in prizes for that. So start referring. We are tracking it right now. So go get your referral code, keep spreading the news. And if you really like the game, stream it, because that is what's going to be the biggest vector for our growth. And we really hope more people do it. It's a super fun game. We wanted to get into the hands of more people. But frankly, I can only put out so much energy. I need other people to help with that too. And that's when it becomes something bigger than just us. Mm-hmm. I also want to give a special shout out to the incredible team at Anomaly. They're the team that I've been working with to bring this game to market. They are absolutely champs. Yeah. So special shout out to our single dev, Quan. He is an absolute wizard. He built the entire game in 9 months, and that is completely unheard of. He is truly one of a kind. I want to give a special shout out to Momo. She's our UI UX designer. She art directed basically everything in the game, and she made it understandable. When I created some initial first dice, frankly, it worked, but it was not pretty, and it was kind of a mess, and there was numbers all over the place. There was numbers everywhere, and I thought the numbers were important. And she talked some sense to me, and she was like, no, we're not doing numbers. We're going to do images. And I was like, okay, all right, you're right. So thank you to Momo for making it readable and understandable. It actually made it a much more compelling experience and casual enough that people would want to get involved. Thank you to Bernice and Matthew. They've both been incredible help to the game as well. And then, of course, Long, the CEO. So, and then, of course, Avalanche. Thank you, Avalanche, for making this game, bringing this game to life, because without Avalanche, this game would not exist.
I'm cracking up. And I'm like, and to Beyonce.
And to Beyonce. And Mom. And to Coinbase for putting out the Backstreet Boys.
Everybody.
Yeah,
y para todos mis amigos que hablan en español y que quieren también participar en los Game Nights, les recomiendo a seguirnos, síganos. Hay también personas que hablan español, así como yo, así que yo te puedo ayudar a entender un poco más acerca de Don't Die, y así no moriremos juntos, espero. Thank you, everybody.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, everybody. It's really cool to actually be able to like, I want to incentivize the, like my friends from different countries in South America to come and participate in Web3 gaming, as you guys do already. And sometimes we don't do any type of content in Spanish, so at least I will take like some type of like minutes of this podcast to talk in Spanish and invite everyone to participate. Usually during the game nights, there's always someone from Argentina, from Colombia, from Peru, from Venezuela, from Chile, from Mexico, and so many other places. And I just want to, include them into this. So jump into the Discord. Si eres un creador de contenido en español, me fascina, participa con nosotros, ingresa a buildmode.com, puedes mandar también tu aplicación. Estamos buscando gente de todo tipo de diferentes lugares, así que los invito a participar. Thank you very much, Nick. And Banjo, you want to say something?
I speak hillbilly, so I'm real sorry that you have to follow up with me after that. So thank you for coming. We enjoy everybody. Thank you so much. And we will see you guys at the next one. See you guys Thursday. And Nick, thank you again. And looking forward for more Don't Die content coming out and no more leaks. Bye.